Hello, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Welcome back to Chattel, where we dive deep into the world of coins, their history, and their values. Today, we're talking about a classic American coin, the 2002 Jefferson nickel. If you've got one lying around, you might be wondering if it's worth more than its face value. Stick around because we'll uncover its history, design details, mintages, and of course, its circulated value. Let's start with the basics. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It features an iconic design that remained largely unchanged until 2004. The 2002 Jefferson nickel belongs to the pre-Westward Journey series, which still features the original design by Felix Schlag on the obverse. We see a left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Above his portrait, you'll find the word Liberty, and the year 2002 is displayed to the right. Below the portrait is the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was minted. The reverse features Jefferson's home, Monticello, a masterpiece of neoclassical architecture. Above it, we see the inscription E pluribusum unum, which means out of many, one. At the bottom, it reads Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The design has a timeless elegance that resonates with collectors and historians alike. Now, let's talk about where these coins were minted and how many were produced in 2002. There are 2 mint marks for this year. With a combined mintage of over 1.6 billion coins, the 2002 Jefferson nickel is not considered rare. These coins were produced in massive quantities to meet circulation demands across the country. When determining the value of any coin, condition is key. Coins in circulation typically show signs of wear, like scratches, dings, or faded details. If your 2002 nickel is heavily circulated, it will most likely be worth its face value of 5 cents. However, in uncirculated or mint state condition, graded as MS60 or higher, the coin's value can increase. Depending on the grade, uncirculated 2002 nickels might fetch between 10 to 50 cents from collectors, especially if they're seeking high-quality examples for their collections. Are there any rare errors or varieties in the 2002 Jefferson nickel? While this year isn't known for widespread mint errors, errors can happen in any production run. Look out for things like coins. With these types of errors can be worth significantly more, ranging from a few dollars to over $100, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Can the right person do this? And have found 8%. So it's always worth inspecting your nickels closely. In terms of market trends, Jefferson nickels are popular among collectors, especially those building sets by year. And mint mark, since the 2002 nickel is relatively common, it's a great coin for beginner collectors or those looking to complete a circulated set without breaking the bank. So, what's the circulated value of a 2002 Jefferson nickel? For most of these coins, the value is still 5 cents. However, if you find one in pristine condition or with an interesting error, it could be worth much more to the right buyer. Make sure to inspect your coins carefully, and who knows, you might have a hidden gem in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Let us know in the comments if you've found a 2002 Jefferson nickel or if there's a coin you'd like us to cover next. The 2002 Jefferson nickel, like its predecessors, is a part of a long history of the U.S. nickel. Let's explore the evolution and the historical significance of this iconic, featuring Buffalo Rose nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag, who won a design competition held by the U.S. Mint. The design featured a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse depicted Jefferson's home, Monticello, in Virginia. This design was meant to honor Jefferson's legacy, particularly his role in shaping the country's ideals and his architectural accomplishments. For most of its history, the Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency. Over the decades, the coin has undergone minimal design changes, which makes it a favorite among coin collectors. The design remained largely unchanged until 2004, when the U.S. Mint introduced a new series known as the Westward Journey Nickel Series to commemorate the Lewis and Clark expedition. The 2002 Jefferson nickel, however, was part of the pre-2004 series and is most commonly seen with the traditional design of Jefferson and Monticello. The 2002 Jefferson nickel is notable for being part of the last year before the Mint began the new series of designs. This year marks a continuation of the classic design Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the obverse, and design had been in circulation without significant changes since its debut in 1938 in 2002. The nickel was minted in massive quantities with over 1.6 billion coins produced across multiple mints. It was distributed widely across the country as part of everyday transactions and remained a commonly used coin for years. The production of over a billion coins that year of the coins was Thomas Jefferson's plantation home and a symbol of his contributions to the nation, particularly in the areas of architecture, agriculture, and the founding of the United States. The design reflects Jefferson's love of classical architecture and his role in shaping the nation's democratic ideals. The Monticello reverse design is also significant because it serves as a triflex to the ongoing need for nickels in daily commerce, not to score of serving the same purpose by purposely obliterating the increasing prices and hence disbanding the ongoing need for nickels in daily commerce. While Jefferson is remembered primarily for his presidency, his authorship of the Declaration of Independence, and his support for the Louisiana Purchase, Monticello represents his contributions to American architecture and his vision for the country. The 2002 Jefferson nickel was minted in 2 locations, to the modern day, and has been a key component of American coinage for decades. Over the years, Jefferson nickels have been produced in a variety of types, including proofs, special editions, and even errors that have become highly collectible. The 2002 version is especially notable as it is one of the last coins to carry the classic design before the Mint switched to the Westward Journey series. As such, the 2002 Jefferson nickel is a piece of American history, representing a period of transition in the nation's coinage. The 2002 Jefferson nickel holds historical importance as part of the final years of the classic Jefferson design. With a rich legacy tied to the founding father Thomas Jefferson and his Monticello estate, this coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of American history and identity. Although it doesn't hold significant value beyond face value in circulated condition, collectors still seek high-quality examples of the coin. Whether you're a beginner coin collector or a seasoned expert, the 2002 Jefferson nickel is a great addition to any collection. We're diving into the history and value of the 1989 Jefferson nickel. So, grab a seat and let's get started. The Jefferson nickel is one of America's longest-running coin series. It was first introduced in 1938's 8 Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, replacing N on the obverse and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. These design elements have been staples of the series for decades, and the 1989 Jefferson nickel is no exception. In 1989, the Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark plays a role in the coin's collectability and value, which we'll discuss in just a bit. With such high mintage numbers for the Philadelphia and Denver coins, the 1989 Jefferson nickel is pretty common, especially in circulated condition. So, what's the value of a 1989 Jefferson nickel in circulation? Unfortunately, because of its high production and lack of unique features, most circulated 1989 nickels are worth their face value of 5 cents. That said, if you have one in excellent condition, meaning it has little to no wear, it might be worth slightly more to collectors, around 10 to 25 cents. Proof coins from San Francisco. The Jefferson nickel has a rich history dating back to its introduction in 1938. Here's a breakdown of its significance and the context surrounding the 1989 release. Before the Jefferson nickel, the United States used the Buffalo nickel, which depicted a Native American on the obverse and a bison on the reverse. By the late 1930s, the dies for the Buffalo nickel had worn out, and the U.S. Mint decided to redesign the coin. The new design featured Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His home, Monticello, was chosen for the reverse, symbolizing his contribution to American history. The 1989 Jefferson nickel retained the same design that had been used since 1938, showcasing Jefferson's left-facing portrait and Monticello. This design stayed in circulation until 2004, when the Mint introduced new reverse designs for the Westward Journey series. The 1989 Jefferson nickel was minted during a time of significant events in American and global history. Ronald Reagan's presidency ended in January 1989, and George H.W. Bush became the 41st President of the United States. The Cold War was winding down. The Berlin Wall, which divided East and West Berlin, fell in November 1989, marking the beginning of the end for communist rule in Eastern Europe. Inflation in the U.S. was relatively low, and nickels were still an essential part of everyday transactions, used in vending machines, public payphones, and more. With over 1.1 billion nickels, the coin was designed to last. Even today, many 1989 Jefferson nickels remain in circulation, making them easy to find and relatively low in collector value unless in exceptional condition. In 1989, the 5-cent coin played a significant role in daily life. A nickel could still buy small items like candy or gum in bulk stores. Vending machines, arcade games, and payphones often required nickels as part of their operation. Though inflation had reduced the purchasing power of a nickel compared to its early days, it remained an important part of U.S. commerce. The 1989 Jefferson nickel stands as a reminder of a transitional era in both U.S. and global history. While it may not hold significant monetary value today in circulated condition, its design reflects decades of American heritage. The coin's connection to Thomas Jefferson and Monticello ensures its lasting place in numismatic history. Today we're diving into the history and details of the 1987 Jefferson nickel, one of the most circulated coins in American history. Stay tuned as we explore its design, mintage, value, and legacy. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin honors Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his iconic Virginia home, Monticello. By 1987, the design had already become a classic, symbolizing the continuity of American ideals. This nickel not only carried monetary value, but also represented a piece of the nation's heritage. The 1987 Jefferson nickel was produced at 2 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Here's a quick breakdown of the mintage numbers. Approximately 441.5 million coins. That's over 850 million nickels in circulation for that year alone. Because of such high production numbers, the 1987 Jefferson nickel was widely circulated and became a common sight in the pockets of Americans throughout the late 20th century. The 1987 Jefferson nickel was widely circulated through the U.S. as well as overseas across the continent. From vending machines to payphones, this coin was everywhere. Even though the design remained consistent, the coin's durability ensured it could withstand decades of use, making it a workhorse of U.S. currency. To truly appreciate the 1987 Jefferson nickel, let's step back in time. The year 1987 was marked by events like Black Monday, the stock market crash, and the continued rise of technology. While these nickels were jingling in people's pockets, the country was experiencing significant changes in its economic and cultural landscape. You're probably wondering, what's the value of a 1987 Jefferson nickel today? In circulated condition, these coins are generally worth face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated examples, or those with pristine conditions, can fetch slightly higher prices, ranging from 25 cents to $1, depending on quality. Proof versions minted in San Francisco are also sought after by collectors, often valued between $2. Key factors influencing value include the coin's luster, strike quality, and absence of wear. If you find one in your change, it's worth holding on to for its historical value. Did you know that the Jefferson nickel has been in production longer than most U.S. coins? It's second only to the Lincoln Center. The 1977 USA half-quarter dollar coin, unusual and intriguing piece. We'll uncover its history, design, and of course, its circulated value. So grab a seat and let's get started. First, let's clarify what we mean by half-quarter dollar. In essence, a half-quarter dollar equals 12.5 cents. But there is no official coin in the United States with this denomination. However, some collectors and enthusiasts use the term to describe particular coins, often to highlight their rarity or condition. For today's video, we'll focus on the actual 1977 $quarter coin and discuss its perceived significance in the collector's market. Let's rewind to the 1970s. The United States Mint was producing quarters in large quantities. The $quarter coin from 1977 was part of the Washington Quarter Series, which started in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1977, these coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins with no mint mark, while the Denver Mint's coins were stamped with a D mint mark. These coins were made of a copper nickel-clad composition featuring a layer of copper sandwiched between two layers of nickel. This material replaced the 90% silver quarters phased out in 1965. Now, let's examine the design. The obverse side features a portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His name and the word liberty are inscribed along with the phrase, "In God we trust." The year 1977 is clearly displayed below Washington's portrait. On the reverse side, you'll find a majestic bald eagle with its wings spread, clutching a bundle of arrows. This symbolizes strength and preparedness. The words United States of America and $quarter encircle the design. Now that we know the history and design, let's talk about the value of the 1977 quarter in circulated condition. These coins were minted in large numbers, in 268 million in Philadelphia and 236 million in Denver. Because of this high mintage, most 1977 quarters found today in circulated condition hold little premium value beyond their face value of 25 cents. Here is a quick breakdown of the approximate values as of today. What makes a 1977 quarter more valuable is its condition, rarity in high grades, or if it has any errors or anomalies. For example, look for coins with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or other minting errors. These can significantly increase the coin's worth to collectors. Erudite coins can command higher prices. For instance, a 1977 quarter with a notable double die error could be worth $50 or more depending on the severity and demand. Always check your coins carefully. You might just hit the jackpot. So, there you have it. The 1977 USA half-quarter dollar, or more accurately, the Washington quarter, is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. While most circulated coins hold little more than face value, pristine or error coins can be quite valuable. If you've got a 1977 quarter in your collection, take a closer look. Who knows what you might find? To begin, let's clear up the mystery surrounding the half-quarter dollar. This term is not an official denomination, but rather a nickname sometimes used for coins valued at 12.5 cents or representing fractional values in older contexts. In the case of the USA, there was no officially minted coin in 1977 labeled as a half-quarter dollar. Instead, we're likely looking at a misinterpreted or colloquial term for something else, perhaps.